in the name of content creation, perverted, vulgar, dirty comments, dirty videos, dirty so-called humor which is not funny is all being promoted, and this has been going on for the last few years. Viewers, you would remember these people who call themselves content creators have earlier been caught in several cases of inappropriate behavior. There have been multiple cases when they have been terrible towards their fellow employees, where they made dirty comments. But the problem is that our digital universe nowadays only wants the hits, which is why there are some OTT platforms that are semi-pornographic, and the more pornographic you get, the dirtier you get, the more vulgar you get, the more unacceptable you get, you seem to get more hits, and there are enough people encouraging all of this. That's why our digital medium, in the digital medium, content creation is another word for certified trash. And I would like to begin by appealing to people who put money behind these kind of people, sponsor these kind of people, that you are doing a disservice to the country. You are doing a disservice to the youth. And all these advertisers and these sponsors who sponsor and support people like this, they will be responsible for all the harm that is done to our younger generations. So all these brands and organizations that sponsor and support people who do this trash, who promote perversion and filth in our society, are also responsible. They should be careful. Fact is, Ranveer Alabadia is guilty. He said perverted things. He dragged his parents into it. He made a comment fully aware that he thought this was something to talk about and share a laugh about. And I'm ashamed of those people who shared that dirty joke. There was a woman also present who was laughing along. If she did, it's terrible. Maybe she was uncomfortable. But these two people sitting next to him are clearly not uncomfortable. The lady seems surprised and shocked. She's smiling along. I don't know what comments she made, but if this is a dirty comment factory, then I want to ask everyone tonight, if you're a subscriber, unsubscribe. If you're a sponsor, so stop sponsoring. If you're a platform, stop being a platform to filth. And I'd say this to YouTube also, I'd say this to anyone, I'd say this to these OTT platforms, everyone, get out of this. This is dirt, not content creation. And to politicians also, I would say get out, don't support these kind of people. Don't encourage them. This is not content creation. There's a lot of good content you can create. You can create content on history. People do. I support them. You can create content on politics, serious content, not this trashy content. I support them. You can create content on governance, on AI, on space, private technology, entrepreneurship. That's good. But this is dirt, ladies and gentlemen, and we don't need dirt. Fact is, Ranveer Alabadia is a serial offender. He's got away with it so far, but this is his moment. Second, he mentioned incest, he promoted incest. When he saw he was getting a response, he repeated it, which means it's a very well thought out thing. He knows and the others know this is practiced and rehearsed. Don't think it was said on the spur of the moment. It was practiced and rehearsed. He may have got paid for it. People like Ranveer Alabadia have even used religion as a cover to push their YouTube traffic. And he has presented Hinduism in a way that he feels is sellable. So he puts out a lot of stuff on tantrics and aghoris and all kinds of things. Whatever he thinks is fringe. He's a little bit like that Shane Smith fellow who started Vice and then lost it. And Vice went down the drain. He's also going down the drain. He capitalizes on Hinduism. And if any of you feel that, oh, this is a person who promotes Hinduism and then we need to support him, please don't get fooled. He doesn't. He commoditizes Hinduism and tries to sell it for his commercial interest in neat packets that are aimed at amplifying things like ghosts and tantrics and aghoris and quick content. And there are people who participate in that, they must not. In a way, today there's a lesson to be learned by the twin fall of Mamta Kulkarni and Ranveer Alabadia. Very similar people actually, quite a few years apart. But Mamta Kulkarni tried to take the religion route and similarly tried to portray and wear a cover of Hinduism, Sanatan. And same thing Ranveer Alabadia did, tried to take a cover of a religion. Both of them today are in trouble. One's out of this so-called religious position that she tried to take, and she's out of that religious position. Thank God for that. And this person also is in his place. Ranveer Alabadia, in the same program also made comments such as, if I pay you 2 crore rupees, would you do this to me? And he said this to a man in the context of a gay relationship. If that was indeed intended in that way, would you, if I pay you so much in cash, will you do this to me? Now, the point is, you can do anything in private, but what you're saying there is that you want crores to be paid for sex. So you want self-gratification at the cost of paying money. And that is terrible. I want to ask people in his generation and younger to him, that is this cool? Is this good? You are making all kinds of comments. And you will later say that I'm only doing this because I want followers, I want viewership. So basically for viewership, you will indulge in perversion. You are saying, I want to be edgy. What is edgy about promoting incest? You're saying, I am bold. What is bold about normalizing perversion? You will say, this is entertainment. How did incest become entertainment? You will say, this is cool content. How is crossing every moral boundary cool content? You will say that I'm just getting views. Then I would say to these people, low-brow people like Ranveer Alabadia, that shock value of a dirty, vulgar and perverted kind is the last resort for non-entities like you desperate for views. You say this is digital entertainment. Ranveer, you're no content creator. You know nothing about content. How did humiliating family norms become a form of digital entertainment? You will say, I have a platform. If influencers, dirty, vulgar, perverted influencers like Ranveer Alabadia have no boundaries, why should they have a platform? And you will say, virality. Virality, rubbish. We've been in the media long enough to know that when you have no dignity, no ethics, no morality, what is the price of your virality? These are some questions I have for people like Ranveer Alabadia. These comments would not be allowed on national television or newspapers, just like pornographic comment would not be allowed, but everything is going on digital. Today we have to draw a line. We have to draw a line. This is not free speech. These people will tomorrow trivialize rape, assault, sexual harassment and crime. They will, if Ranveer Alabadia has done this today, then this man has no line and no remorse. And believe me, viewers, he only said sorry in a very, 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 very detached fashion when he realized he's lost his commercial base. Because for 1.5 days, he sort of held out. And then he said sorry, you know when? When 2.5 million subscribers went away. And more are going now, more are going off this minute. In fact, you should all subscribe this fellow to teach a lesson to these kind of people. Because they're not sorry for it. They mean what they said on those programs. They mean what they said. And now they are saying sorry because they will lose money. But you know, viewers, would a lawyer or a judge get away with this? Would a journalist get away with this? Would a politician get away with this? If a religious leader said something as remotely close to this, wouldn't there be mass outrage? If a government officer made this remark, would he keep his job? Would we let our kids listen to something that normalizes perversion? I'm asking parents tonight, you want to normalize perversion? You want to make sure these people are stopped? Then make sure they are made accountable. When no citizen in this country can get away with this, if this was not okay in a school textbook, it was not okay in a public platform, then how is this being allowed in the name of freedom of expression, ladies and gentlemen, on the digital medium? This kind of trash and garbage has to be extricated, cleansed. We need a cleansing of our digital platforms. To begin that process of cleansing, trash, lies, untruths, hype, misogyny, perversion, vulgarity, all of these things have to be removed. All of these things are being passed as content. This is not content. It is dirt.